Yo, what's going on, man? Today is January the 18th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show, live on Twitter, live on YouTube as well. Got a lot to get into today, man. It's a big slate today. Excited to break it down. Hear from you guys as well. As you guys join in, if you do me a favor, hit the like button if you guys can. Retweet the show, share the show, tell everybody about it. Your mama, your coworker, your little brother, your brother's little brother, everybody. Um, and let's get into some plays, man. Hopefully we can make some money today. That's always the goal. A lot of things that I said yesterday came to fruition. Some didn't. I thought James Harden would have a better game than he did. Clearly, he must have went out the night before. But a lot of things that I talked about yesterday, some of the things I didn't even bet actually cashed yesterday. So hopefully you guys, I got a couple DMs from people saying that they cashed some of the plays that I talked about. So hopefully you guys were able to make some money based on the information that you guys did, and hopefully I validated some of the things that you guys were looking at as well, as far as official plays that you want to put your money on. So join around, grab your paper and pencil. Let's get into the slate for today, man. I don't have a lot of plays that I'm looking at. I know it's 9 games on the card for today. Already looking at the card for tomorrow. Don't really want to force a lot. Typically, when I go have a really good day, then I typically take a step back. So yesterday I didn't do pretty bad. I was official on Trey Jones over his 21 and a half points plus assists. That did not cash. Love the spot. Would definitely play it back. Probably gonna play it back again. Not sure when the Spurs play, but system play right now until he shows me that he's not going to continue to shoot the ball. Yesterday he only missed because he didn't shoot the ball. You can't. I'm sorry, he only missed because he couldn't make a shot. So as long as you keep shooting in a spot like that, I think he finished like 1 for 9, still almost cashed the points and assists. It lets me know that it was the right play. Like I said, they had cashed six straight games in a row. So I'll probably go back to it next game. Like the total because it was high as well, but he just didn't shoot the ball well. Still finished, I think, with 18 points plus assists, and we needed him to get to 22. So like the spot there, but also was official on what was our official? What else was our official on yesterday? Talked about. Damn, I do so, man. I can't even keep up with all the plays that I'm talking about. I gave out the total yesterday. That's what it was. Something I gave out. I don't even know what I gave out. What did I give out? Let me go to my best my tracker sheet so I can tell you guys exactly what I gave out. It's crazy. I forgot what I gave out. I know I ended up playing the Bucks. I told you guys I really like the Bucks. Didn't go official on that one, but that was a pretty easy cash. Fourth quarter things, started to look right. Ben Simmons, that's what it was. Ben Simmons, 10 points. Cash yesterday. Dude does not look like he wants to shoot the ball at all, but 10 points plus 120 cash. And then like I said, I sprinkled on his 15 at plus 700. That did not cash, but overall, like I said, pretty good day, man. I also had a couple other plays that I put in for some smaller amounts that cashed as well. Bucks team total over 114 cash. Bucks cash. Nuggets first quarter. Nuggets full game cash. So we did pretty good yesterday, trying to keep that up and trend in that same direction. So enough about yesterday. Let's get on to today, man. Let's see what we got in line for today. Hit the like button for me if you guys are watching on YouTube, and let's jump straight into it. Champagne and OJ, Gerson, Joe, Frank, Freemons, my guys in the chat. Appreciate y'all for being here. If you're watching on Twitter and you want to come over to YouTube, did tweet the link out as well, so you guys could. Also, for the people who joined late, you guys can go back and watch on YouTube as well. Everything is always recorded over on YouTube. So if you want to hear my analysis for the breakdown of these games and the official plays that I have on big slates like today, I typically don't break every single game down because I like to make sure there's enough time for other people who, handicap games and want to share their plays to get their official looks in as well. So I'm actually going to stick to, on a slate like today, I'm actually going to stick to just the plays that I like and the games that I like as well. So not breaking down all the games. I did have time to go through and break down all the games, but not going to, talk about every game just for time purposes, trying to make the show a tad bit shorter, but also making sure people still can, get in and share their looks as well. So let's jump into it, man. Like I said, hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the videos if you guys haven't, and let's keep it going. So first game up that I do want to talk about is this Washington Wizards and the New York Knicks game. Official play for me in this one. So what do you have in this game? You have the New York Knicks coming off the overtime loss 2 nights ago against the Toronto Raptors. Had a 10-point lead in that game in the fourth quarter. Of course, what do the Knicks do when they have a lead? They give it up every single time. So they blew the game. and then went to overtime, lost the game in overtime, of course. This is the third game in 4 nights, which makes me a little hesitant on the play, but I think we actually got it at a better number. The play that I'm going to give you guys that I like for this game. Washington Wizards on the other side, coming off the MLK game against the Golden State Warriors. They lost that game, fought hard in that game. A lot of points being scored. We were on the over in that game. The over cashed. It was over 235. Cashed late in that game, but it did cash nonetheless. So tweeted that one out as the Bet US play. What I'm looking at with the Knicks, one thing we know about the Knicks is that they come out guns blazing. They come out firing. They typically punch first, second, and third, and then they might get punched, but typically that's later on in the fight. So what I got written down in my notes is, let's see. I got did I write this? I think I wrote this in my other notes. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me get right real quick. All right, so Knicks, I talked about it. Third game in 4 nights, and even though they did get a night of rest, and I'm looking at the totals. The totals for the Knicks, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to them. The totals for the Knicks were pretty low in this game. The books were, I think, telling a story that, in my estimation anyway, the way I capped the game was that these two teams just played against each other. They played against each other on the 13th. So the end of last week, they played each other. The game was I think it finished as a push. The total opened at 220. Now the Knicks are at home, and the total's actually up 2 points. The 222 is what it opened at. Since then, the total has actually gone up even more. I think it's up to 224 the last time I checked, maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago before I started the show. So what I'm looking at in this game is whenever I see a Knicks total that's low, especially first quarter, first half, I feel like I got to play it at this point. If you guys have been following the Knicks, they've been extremely profitable, whether you're taking their team totals or pretty much their spread as well. In the first quarter, first half, I got the Knicks at 14-8-1 to the over on their team total in the first half so far at home this season. So that's 14-8 is a pretty nice ROI if you bet just the Knicks team total first half every single time at home this season. Also, a couple of things that I looked at, a couple of trends that back this. So in 9 instances as home favorites of 5 points or more, the Knicks are averaging 34 first quarter points and 66 first half points. They're also 9-1 to the over and have gone over their team total in 7 of those 9 games as well, based on the trend that I just gave you guys of them being home favorites, laying at least 5 points. This season, home favorites that played in overtime in their previous game and their 6-point favorites or more are 11-6-1 against the spread. 5 of 6 have hit their team total over in the last 14 of the last 18 games have all gone over the total as well. I think that's why we're seeing some money come in on the over. I actually think the game still could go over at 224, but I'm focusing specifically on the Knicks. And we know when we play the Knicks, we get in and we get out. We don't want a heart attack or any kind of scare in the second half. So specifically Knicks first half team total. Knicks 6-1 to their team total over as home favorites when they're laying 6 points or more. Knicks are also playing well versus teams they've previously beaten this season. Like I talked about it, they just beat this team in DC at the end of last week. They're over their team total in they're averaging over 60 points in the first half against teams that they've already beaten once this year as well. The Wizards, you look at them, they're 22nd defensively last 5 games, not playing a lot of defense. I see points being scored in this game after the game between the two that went under in DC last week. I think it finished at a push. Total also, like I said, opened up 2 points higher. So I'm looking for points. I'm looking for points for the Knicks. The way I see the game, they don't have anyone that can stop Jalen Brunson. Of course, Bradley Beal got ruled in. I don't think that bodes well for the Washington Wizards. When you watch the Wizards with Bradley Beal, for me, I think it's going to take him, a few games to get acclimated. I know he's probably missed like the last 5 or 6 games. So I like the Knicks to be able to come out here, play defense. We also always looking for motivational spots. Not that the Knicks need motivation, but they also lost the last game. They lost that game, probably got a sour taste in their mouth. I think they come out and score a lot of points early. I took the Knicks first half team total over 56.5 in this game. Really, really love that spot. Let me see what the line is right now. It might still be the same. It might have moved a point or two. Let's see. Knicks first half team total, actually 55.5, minus 120. So it's juice now, but it's actually gone down some. I see their first quarter team total at 27.5. I'm not really scared of this one. I know sometimes the books can be, you're like, man, the Knicks averaged 30 points in the first quarter. Why is their team total 27.5? I'm not sure, but I'm not scared either. The analysis back it, the spot kind of backs it. So that's what I'm on in this game. Also, really like Jalen Brunson. He just went off against this team the other day. You look at the guards that played the guards recently that have played against this Washington Wizards team. They really can't stop any dominant guards. So guards are getting their numbers. We've seen James Harden, what he just did. SGA had a big game against these guys as well. And like I said, Jalen Brunson, I think he had 34 points in the last game just a couple of days ago. So adding Bradley Beal back, to that guard rotation, he's gonna have to defend. And first game back after missing 5 or 6 games, he could be a little winded. I do think that it'll be a little fatigued there. Not saying that he's gonna be the guy guarding Brunson, but we know all it takes is a pick. Come here. Let me get your defender, and your defender is Bradley Beal, and then you go to work. So I like Jalen Brunson in this matchup as well. But that's how I'm looking to play this game. So that's what I got for you guys there. Moving along to the Cavs in the Grizzlies game. Not a game I want to take too long on because I did give the Bet US videos that I put out throughout the day. They're supposed to be about 1 minute, so I can't give out a lot of analysis because you guys know I'll ramble on in these certain spots for these teams for 5, 10, 15 minutes, kind of trying to validate my point. But looking at this game between the Cavs and the Grizzlies, line I saw last night at 6.5. When I woke up this morning, it was up to 7. We already knew that Donovan Mitchell was listed as doubtful for this game, probably not going to play. Cleveland Cavaliers are a really good team. I like the Cavs. They're 28-17 straight up, only 9-13 on the road. And if you look at them on the road against the spread, this team is only 7-13-2 at home against the spread. Taking a deeper dive into this game, the Cavaliers are only 2-6 against the spread when they're not at home and they're a dog, right? Cavs not typically dogs at home, but when they go on the road, sometimes they can be dogs. The reason why they're dogs on the road is because their offense takes a tremendous dive. They don't have enough guys to score the ball. I know that they did just get Rubio back. They do have Darius Garland. He's still in. He had a pretty good performance in the last game. I know that they also still have Karis LeVert, and they got some bigs as well. I just don't see this team being able to score the ball. Also read on the Cleveland Cavaliers beat reporter list that I have on Twitter. You guys need those links, just let me know. But I read that Kevin Love, since he messed that finger up, hasn't been shooting the ball as well recently. One of their big offensive threats, specifically off the bench. So the way I see this game going is the Cavaliers, like I said, they're 2-6 as away dogs on the when they're on the road. The Donovan Mitchell accounts for about 30% of their offense, specifically on the road. I don't see a way that they can kind of fill that void too much and be able to keep up with this high octane offense that the Memphis Grizzlies has. So within those that 2-6 record on the road that I talked to you guys about, ATS for the Cavs, they've also lost 4 of those games by double digits. We know that the Grizzlies win by margin when they're at home. They smack you up, whether it's first quarter, first half, or full game. Last game, they struggled out the gate, with the Phoenix Suns on MLK Day on Monday. But they before that they smacked the Spurs up. Spurs come back, make the game competitive at the end. I just don't see a way that Cleveland gonna be able to keep this game close. Memphis also has a game. Their next game, they go out on the road, and one of the things I looked at was how Memphis does when their next game is actually on the road, right? Because sometimes that can be a funky spot for teams. So let me see real quick. I had it pulled up. So when the Grizzlies are at home and they're home favorite, and their next game is on the road, this team is 9-1 straight up, 7-3 against the spread, winning by an average margin of 10 points. We only need them to win by 7. I took them at 7, so we need them to win by 8. I do think that there's some substance to the line only moving a half a point. I think the Donovan Mitchell injury was kind of baked into the line, so I didn't expect it to move too many points. 7.5 is what I see it at right now. I think it might be up to 8 at some books, but I really like that spot. I like that spot. Cavs typically go. I'm sorry, the Grizzlies typically go over their team total. I'm not saying that the Cavs don't come out here and play hard, but I do think that they missed Donovan Mitchell in this spot. Give me the Grizzlies minus the 7 in this spot as an official play, and gave that one out earlier. Moving along to actually I only got 2 more games I want to talk about. But I want to talk a little bit about this Clippers and Jazz game. So myself and Ronald actually live capped this one earlier on Let's Cap, the show that he does on YouTube. Actually, absolutely recommend you guys tuning in there, especially if you guys want to learn how to cap the games, kind of look at the process of how we go through our, trajectory of, making official plays and finding data and running queries. I know a lot of people are integrating SDQL into their capping strategies, and I think it's been successful, especially as the season goes on. But needless to say, neither here nor there. Check out Let's Cap with Ronald Cobain doing the show. I think it's at 2:00 Eastern time pretty much every single day. So definitely check out my guy there. What I'm looking at in the Clippers in the Jazz game, what we came up with is that this Clippers team, they're struggling right now. I think a lot of I don't think you got to be a genius to kind of figure that out. This team is just 2-8 in their last 10 games. They're 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. And PG and Kawhi both got ruled out already. So for me, this is a game that the Clippers don't. I'm not saying that they don't care that much, but the Clippers don't score the ball that much when they don't have PG and Kawhi in the game. So what I'm looking at specifically is this Jazz team. They're coming off. I think they have. And I forgot to mention Clippers. Home road back to back. Not a spot that they typically do really well in. Also, third game in 4 nights. They played on Sunday against the Rockets. They had Monday off. Then they played last night, and of course they're playing tonight as well. On the Jazz side, this team is coming off 1 day's rest. They got a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hold on, I got that right? Yeah, they got a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota by 1 point. Before that, they lost to Philly. So back home and have the Brooklyn Nets on deck, but it's not until Friday that they play Brooklyn. And it's going to be a short-handed Brooklyn team, so I don't think it's any look ahead there. Conference game as well. I like the Jazz team total. I think the Clippers will struggle to get stops in this spot, specifically because, like I said, third game in 4 nights, you already without 2 of your best perimeter defenders. Not 2 of your 2 best perimeter defenders. PG and Kawhi both ruled out. I think the Jazz pretty much get whatever it is that they want out here. They are going to be pretty much at full strength. I think the only guy I saw in the injury report is Kelly Olynyk being listed as questionable. Not sure if he got ruled in, but I did see that Marketing is going to play. Zubac also downgraded to questionable in this spot. John Wall's out, Luke Kennard's out. That's a lot of their offense that they were getting off the bench from guys like John Wall, Luke Kennard. You still have, Morris. You still have Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann and Moses Brown if he plays in this game. But I think that, the Jazz are on a strong defensive team, which is why I'm not looking towards the Clippers to go under their team total. I'm looking more so towards the Jazz to be able to come out here and score 120 points. Team total was sitting at 118.5. Got it in my best slip, but didn't lock that one in. Those are my 3 favorite plays of the day. And I'm only at 18 minutes. So I'm going to just touch on a few more things real quick. Let's see. Let's see what the chat got to say. I took Memphis. I took the Grizzlies first quarter, first half. Y'all kind of scare me. Nah, I think they could cover. I think there's something to. I see you said that in the chat, Fremont. I think there's something to, right? Like, I'm gonna make this quick, but I think there's something to teams that know that they're shorthanded and trying to give everything that they possibly have in the first half before a blowout or some adjustments get made so that they make it look like a representative effort, if that makes sense. I think that's what we saw with the Phoenix Suns. Same thing, right? Same team, same arena. The Phoenix Suns was actually winning. They covered the first quarter. They covered their team total in the first quarter. They covered the first half team total, and they covered the first half spread and still lost the game by almost 30 points. So I think that there's something to teams saying, you know what, like, we're a good team. We're not going to get smashed, at least not early. We're going to make it competitive. And if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us. I fully expect Memphis to be able to come out here and actually beat this team, win the game by double digits, if not 9 points. So that's why I laid the 7 with the Memphis Grizzlies. Like I said, when they win at home, it's typically by margin. To me, I think, I know a lot of people aren't thinking like this, but the Denver Nuggets, everybody's been really high on the Denver Nuggets, right? Denver, right? And I can't talk anybody off Denver. Denver's really good. They're at 20-3 straight up at home, 15-8 And when the Denver Nuggets win at home, they win by margin, right? So if you're gonna take Denver and you're a little afraid of that, especially with Rudy Gobert being ruled out, you take Denver and you take them to win by margin because they typically cover the spread 15-8. You're winning, more than pretty much twice the 2-1 on your bets. People aren't saying the same thing with the Memphis Grizzlies, though. And it's the same exact thing. Memphis is 19-3 at home, right? So only one game less. And this is a team that didn't have Jerry Jackson Jr. at the beginning of the season. We know Desmond Bane has been out. Ja Morant has actually missed games as well. And they're still 14-7-1 against the spread at home. So that's 2-1 as well. So I couldn't talk you off. I think, you sometimes, I know I've been getting cute with, taking teams in the first quarter and taking teams in the first half to kind of cover these 2.5s and these 1.5s, and they don't necessarily bring it until the second half of the game. So I've kind of backed off of that. But don't worry, it will be some first quarter team totals and some first quarter props that I'll be giving out. Right now, I'm just seeing a little too much variance when I'm taking them personally. So I'm not giving them out to people. If they're not going to hit for me, I'm not going to give them out to you guys. So I'm still tracking it. The first quarter team totals, the first quarter spreads will, start to hit. I will start giving them out a little more. Just looking for a little more consistency, trying to catch these teams in spots that I think they're going to thrive in, and then I'll have more numbers like that. But my whole thing in saying this is just that Memphis, to me, at home, is as good as any team is at home. That including the Denver Nuggets, that including the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like this team, that including the Philadelphia 76ers. This team is really, really good at home. So, Cleveland Cavaliers, not a bad team at all, but the Memphis Grizzlies being at home, no Donovan Mitchell. I like Memphis. So Memphis minus the 7, Utah team total over 118.5. And then on the other one was the New York Knicks. First half, couldn't talk anybody off the first quarter either. New York Knicks in the first half team total over 56.5. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'll probably sprinkle on the first quarter as well. Not touching the Knicks in the second half. I'm gonna get in and get out. Also in that Cavs game, I do like Desmond Bane to go over his 3-point prop at 2.5. Shout out to my guy Ski because I think he was the first one to kind of mention it to me. It makes a lot of sense, right? Cleveland Cavaliers have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley down low in the paint. They're not going to give up a lot of points down there. So to me, what that means is you're going to have to make shots, on the outside. Ja Morant is a guy that when he plays against teams that have, bigs or they go under the screen, he actually hits threes at a really alarming, a really high rate, specifically when he's at home. So that's something I'm going to take into consideration as well. If you ladder his threes last game, I think 4 threes was plus 800. I think he cashed at the beginning of the third quarter because the Phoenix Suns just kept going under the screen. So I do think that, similar to, teams, when you're playing Memphis, because they lead the league in points in the paint, you do want to make them, go to their weakness and kind of prove that they're able to make shots. And that's what they do consistently. Memphis can make shots. I expect Desmond Bane to go over his 2.5 threes. Only way I see it not happening is maybe a potential blowout, but this is something I think he could hit before halftime, honestly. So Desmond Bane over 2.5 threes is another play that I really, really like. Also, I think I'm going to get there. Just haven't hit the button yet. Charlotte. The reason why I like Charlotte today, Charlotte is not a great team. They're 2-8 straight up and 3-7 against the spread. But the Houston Rockets are god awful. If there's a team that has to be eliminated from the NBA, it would have to be the Houston Rockets. This team is not trying to win. Just kind of just out there. Also dealing with injuries. 0-10 in their last 10, 1-9 against the spread. You look at the teams that Charlotte has lost some games recently. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at the competition, right? So let's just break this down real quick, and then I'm gonna kick it to you guys. So Houston just lost to the Lakers, gave up 140 points. Lost to the Clippers, gave up 121. Lost to the Kings, gave up 139. Lost to the Kings again, gave up 135. Lost to the Timberwolves, only gave up 104 in that spot. Utah gave them 131. The Pelicans, with no Brandon Ingram, no Zion Williamson, gave them 119. Dallas 111. The Knicks 108 in a game that they were actually competitive with, and this was when they were at home. And then Dallas gave them 129. So I'm looking at the Charlotte Hornets team. Charlotte actually was competitive in a couple of these games with Boston in back-to-back spots. So to me, Charlotte's just played, I wouldn't say the weaker of the competition. I just feel like they've actually kept the games closer. So Boston twice, right? Lost by 12, lost by 14 in both of those games, but both of those were close going into the fourth quarter. Toronto twice. Toronto actually been balling, playing pretty good. They also got a lot more offense than the Houston Rockets do. The Indiana Pacers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Memphis Grizzlies. So to me, this team has had a much more difficult span of opponents than this Houston Rockets team has. Also, don't like that the Rockets are in their first game back home after a 4-game road trip. So I'm probably gonna get there with Charlotte and lay the 2.5. I think they could win the game by a possession. So those will be my top looks of the day. I'll go through it one more time real quick for you guys, and then I'll kick it to you guys. So if you guys got a request, a play that you want to share, send me a request and I'll get you guys up. Maybe somebody can talk me into something. So real quick, going through the slate one more time. Start off in the first game. Knicks, Washington Wizards versus the New York Knicks. Give me the Knicks first half team total over 56.5 is what I got it at. Also, really like Brunson as well. Didn't get there on Brunson though. Charlotte versus Houston. Give me the Charlotte Hornets minus the 2.5. Like the spot for them. Memphis, Cleveland. Give me Memphis minus the 7. Give me Desmond Bane over his 2.5 threes. Utah, team total over 118.5. Not getting into, any funky business as far as first quarter, first half team totals. I just think at the end of the game, they'll have 120 points against the Clippers team that's playing on the second night of a back-to-back, a third game in 4 nights, and having to travel from home to road. So that's what I got for you guys. Lakers and the Clippers coming down. Lakers and the Kings. Money actually coming in on the Lakers. Y'all know I'm not touching that. And then Denver and Minnesota. Really, I could only look towards Denver being at home, especially a home favorite. Don't really like the spot for them because it's the third game in 4 nights. Also think that, they could potentially rest one of the guys as well. This is a revenge spot for Denver. Denver does well in revenge spots, specifically when they're at home as well. I mean, they do good when they're at home against anybody. So that's what I got for you guys there. Also, real quick before I kick it to you guys, tomorrow, the Golden State Warriors will be in Boston. I just want to make sure people are aware. If you have a sports book that allows you to bet that, I do think that line changes. I'm gonna just let you guys know. It opened at 5. I see it up to 6 already on Bet Online. If you guys have a line like DraftKings, I will be looking at Boston with significance before that line moves tomorrow against the Golden State Warriors. I know that Golden State's probably gonna have all their guys in, but Jaylen Brown was actually supposed to be out. But 2 weeks is what we saw for the timetable. Jaylen Brown got upgraded to questionable. Went through practice today. I think Jaylen Brown plays tomorrow. I think Boston smacks Golden State up. That's what I would let you guys know that I'm looking at early tomorrow. So that's what I got for you guys, man. Hit the like button for me if you guys can. Retweet the show, do all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys for rocking with me. A lot of gratitude in my heart for everybody that come through on the YouTube channel, everybody that's dropping plays in the spaces, everybody that makes the gambling Twitter, YouTube community such a strong community. I appreciate you guys for sure. All the positivity, all the kind words. Always thankful for you guys. In the chat, let's see. Neil said he's on John Collins over 13.5 points. Brian said, what's happening? Knicks first half -2, Nuggets first half -5. Could not talk you off of either one of those, Brian. I like both of those. Let's see. Frank said Knicks first quarter lean. Scotty said he got 56. What up, AOD? Let's see. Patrick said, what are your officials? Just gave those out. Fremont said, hey, Chris, can you check to see how they do in first quarter against spread against the East at home? So Fremont, I actually had looked at that earlier, real quick before I get to the chat. So when the Grizzlies are at home against a non-conference opponent, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this up so you guys can see it real quick. Conference does not equal opponent conference. So hold on. So home favorite, opponent conference doesn't equal their conference. Oh man. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen just really quickly, about 25 seconds, just to show you guys this. So what I have pulled up here is the Memphis Grizzlies as a home favorite against the Eastern Conference. You guys can see that they're 8-0. That's up here. 8-0 straight up, 5-2-1 against the spread, winning these games by average of 14 points, 122. Well, you could say 123, 122.9 to 106. They've covered the last two against the Bucks, against the Hawks, and those games aren't close. The Pistons, don't expect that one to be close, but probably not a game that they're extremely motivated to play in. But they won that game by 11, and it was a push. Another double-digit win. They lost to the Sixers in this spot. I think that was when Jared Jackson Jr. was first coming back in December the 2nd. Jared Jackson Jr. is key. I know you guys probably hear me talk about him a lot, but this dude means a lot to the spread. He means a lot to their team, specifically on the defensive end. He changes the dynamics of the game, especially if he can stay in and stay out of foul trouble. So, yeah, that's what you got right there, Fremont. They are winning the first quarter. I noticed what you was looking at specifically by 6 points on average, 32.5 to 26.1. So, second quarter, same thing, right? They come out and they typically blast people in this spot when they're playing against the Eastern Conference and they're actually a home favorite. So, excuse me, couldn't talk anybody off that either. I'm just not going to play that one specifically. I'm just going with the full spread just because, Grizzlies can't come out a little lackadaisical without, Donovan Mitchell being there. I could see, potential, not, I wouldn't say look ahead, but maybe you don't take the game as serious. And I think that means that, Cavs come out with something early and then the Grizzlies don't turn it on to the second half, which is why I kind of stayed off the first quarter. Because first quarters haven't been consistent for every team other than the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets been kind of cashing every single time. So that's what I got for you there, Fremont. That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that so I could show that as well. Wizards plus 5.5. I don't think the Knicks can. I don't like the Wizards. So they're extremely inconsistent. If they lose by 15, it wouldn't surprise me. People would just say tomorrow that, Bradley Beal first game back, right? And then if the Knicks won the game by 2, people would say, yeah, the Knicks never win by margin. So because of that, I don't typically play Wizards games. They're just extremely inconsistent. Also, not looking to back them in Bradley Beal first game back. I think he could throw off the chemistry, throw off the trajectory for sure with this team. Lauri Markkanen for 30. I could see it. He might not even need 30 though, John. I don't know who they have to guard him, but Lauri been in his bag for sure. Miles Turner over 17.5 points. I could see Miles Turner going over 17.5 points, Scotty. I could absolutely see that. They don't have too big of a big man, Jay Williams and Robinson Earl, but that OKC team plays hard, man. They play the game the right way too. I love watching them play. I'm gonna definitely be watching that game tonight for sure as well. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys, man. Appreciate you guys for asking the questions on YouTube as well. Shout out to Markel and Fremont and Patrick and Steve and Thuggin. Appreciate y'all for sure, man. Let me get to the chat on Twitter. If you guys got a request, send it up and I'll get to as many people as I can. Probably be on for about another 25, 30 minutes. I'm getting off here about 6:15, 6:20-ish Eastern time. Let me kick it to my guy Stefan first, and then I'm gonna come to Anthony, and then Frag. I'm gonna get you up, and then also Von, Ben, and Bookie as well. Stefan, what's going on, my brother? Talk to me. What's up? Might be having some connection issues. Anthony, kick it to you. I see you already off mute. What's going on?
What's up? So this morning you called out Julius Randle rebounds. I'm on that one. He's been killing it lately, rebounding the ball. I also took the Darius Garland over his point spread, 23.5 with Donovan Mitchell out. The first game Donovan Mitchell was out, I know he hit like 50 points or something crazy. He was going crazy with that. So I also laddered it up to the 30 for plus 230. And then I played LeBron PRA. Of course, he's been going nuts as well. But I did have one question for you that I wanted to get your opinion on. Houston, Minnesota, and Miami they're in the top 5 of giving up the most points from three-pointers in the league. And I wanted to throw a little parlay together. So give me one that you don't like. 2 for Trigger Trey from the Pelicans. 3 for Rozier. And 2 for Caldwell Pope. I just want to take 2 of them. Which one of those don't you like?
Yo, I like all of them, bro. The one I would give you a little pushback on could potentially be KCP, just because this is the third game in 4 nights for them. And I think Pelicans being back home could be a rust spot. I think Trey definitely gonna have the attempts as long as he continues to remain aggressive. He got called out. I know Dream talked about it. Coach Willie Green calling him out last week for being hesitant and turning down wide open shots. So could be. I would look specifically at his first game after coming off a road trip, Anthony, see how well he shoots the ball at home. But typically, role players play better at home. So I couldn't talk you off of him. Especially with Valanciunas and CJ will be drawing all the attention. Najee Marshall should be good for a few buckets tonight. So I couldn't talk you off of Trey. I would say KCP. Yeah, I'll probably say KCP. And not to say that KCP can't do it either. I talked about it yesterday. KCP, the best 3-point shooter in the league right now, field goal percentage wise. So it'd be difficult for me to talk you off him too. I like all those look, Anthony, especially if you only need 2.
All right, cool.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
absolutely, bro. I appreciate the question, man. Best of luck to you as well. Stefan, coming back to you, and then Freg, I'm coming to you. What up, Stefan? How you doing, bro?
Hey, you got me now?
Yeah, you good.
Hey, appreciate you. Let me just say, it scares me for this next game tonight because I usually try to temper expectations and don't be a homer. But I think we're gonna smoke these fools. I don't even think it's really gonna be a game, if I'm being honest. This reminds me of like last week when we lost to the Bucks at home when we blew that game, and then the next game we came out and just smacked up the Pacers and like right off rip. Obviously, we let teams get back in the game because we always do that. So I'm on that first half -3. I just think it's a game where the Knicks score 62 points at home in the first half. The Wizards are averaging just about 55 points on the road. I think it's a game, to your point. Bradley Beal comes out. I think he's going to mess up the chemistry a little bit. And I think they're going to take a second to get acclimated. Now, as far as the full game spread, I have no clue because the Knicks will be up 19 points in the third. And before you know it, they're only up 6 or 7 points or 2 points. Other props I like in this game is the Randall rebounds. That's a must to me. Until he stops grabbing 16 rebounds a game, you got to play the 12.5, especially when it's -102. Brunson's points plus rebounds. Now, the Wizards are a team that give up rebounds a ton to the shooting guard position. But the thing with the Knicks is they use Grimes as the guy who's going to be on the perimeter chasing, I'm guessing, Bradley Beal. So Brunson crashes down a lot of times and grabs those rebounds. And if you look at his last 5, he's grabbing 7 rebounds, I was saying 2 of them, and he's got 5 in another. So the fact that you could get 29.5 for his points plus rebounds, I mean, he might clear that with the points alone. So I think he's going to grab like 4 or 5 rebounds, and he's going to get you at least 26, 27 points. So I like that one as well. I'll give you 2 more because I'm ranting. Anyone who knows, I come on these spaces. Appreciate you for having me. The Knicks, big men on that elbow. I don't know if it's going in, but they will be wide open the whole night. So I took Porzingis for 2, 3, and 4 threes at -112, 260, and 700. It scares me a little bit that Beal's back, but I took Kuzma's 3 and 4 as well. He hit 4 last time when they played last week. Granted, Beal wasn't there, but he's going to be wide open. I also, on a side note, want to give a shout out to Kuzma. He donated $1 million to a YMCA in Flint, so I definitely got to support him tonight, especially against my guys. And the last one I'm on so many plays. Actually, 2 more plays. I took the PPD of Emmanuel Quickley for 15 points in the win at 300. Emmanuel Quickley's from Maryland. He plays the Wizards very well almost every time. And granted, it's a different Knicks team this year than last year, but in the 6 games that Quickley's played against in the last 2 years, he's been over 15 points in 5 of them. And in the other game, he had 14 points. So he's going to play down the stretch if the game is close. If it's a blowout, Tibbs' crazy ass is still going to play him. So I think he's just going to be out there hooping. So I like that. And the last PPD I like is Brunson 7 in the win at +600. I mean, he grabbed 7 against them last week. So, and he's been snatching boards lately. So I got to definitely take that at 600, and especially because I think the Knicks go win. So those are all the laundry list of plays that I'm on for this next game.
Go. Can you go through them one more time, real quick, Stephen? Just for the like without the analysis, just so people can touch back in.
So I got the Brunson points plus rebounds at 29.5. I got Julius Randle at 12.5 boards. I took the Porzingis threes ladder for 2, 3, and 4, and Kuzma for 3 and 4, hoping that one just hits because the Knicks will leave them open. I love Emmanuel Quickley tonight. I think his points plus rebounds at 15.5 is a joke, but I took his PPD at 15 points in the win. I also took Brunson 7 boards in the win on some long shot type stuff, and that's what I got in this game.
Okay. I like it, bro. I hope you cash all of them. Definitely. I know you know your team, bro. So yeah, I know you're gonna get some cash out of this game somehow, some way.
Yeah,
But
hey, listen, I do this, but like I don't advise everybody to do this. You got to take every time the Knicks play a team that has bigs that can shoot. You got to take both the bigs to hit 3 threes or 4 threes each. I didn't take it last game. I was like, it's not gonna happen. And lo and behold, KT and Kuzma hit 4 each, and it was like plus 5,000. So I don't care if it fails. I gotta rock with it one more time.
no, I can see it. I can definitely see it. Porzingis back in the Big Apple tonight, man. We're gonna see what happens.
I'm telling you, they better smoke these boys. If I'm wrong on this, I'm never betting them to cover the spread ever again.
Yeah, I know. And stuff. You know, the other thing is, I know Kuzma just went off, so maybe it's Porzingis game because Kuzma just had a 40 piece the other day, and they didn't even shoot the ball well. I looked at that. The Knicks, the Wizards only shot 40% from the field. I think they shoot the ball better tonight. I think the Wizards, I think the Knicks also shoot the ball better tonight, which is why I like the total to go over the point. So, could not talk you off any of those, bro. I hope you cash them.
Absolutely appreciate you.
Absolutely appreciate you sharing them as well. Let me kick it to Frag real quick, and then I'm coming to you, Bookie, and then you, Ben, and get my guy Vaughn up as well.
Yo, Chris, you can hear me?
Yeah, what up, Frag? How you doing, bro?
Good. You? How about yourself, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah. Hey, I just got one little thing before I give out my plays. I never want to like shit on anybody's plays or say they're bad, but I'm from DC. I watch a lot of Wizards basketball. This team, they're really bad, man. So I would just, avoid just putting any type of USD on them as far as covering spreads or winning games. I watch them a lot. They're really bad. Like, it's kind of hard to watch sometimes, but I'm going with, I'm looking at the track record. I'm going John Collins, PR 21.5. I know he's not the same player or just turmoil going on with the team. But his last 6 games against Dallas, he's averaging 26 points and 13 rebounds. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with him tonight as far as the whole team because they're just kind of up and down. They play good one day and another day they're not. But I'm just going off the track record. He plays well against Dallas. This might be a team he just gets up for. So 21.5 PR. 21.5 PR. And then I'm going with De'Aaron Fox, man. De'Aaron Fox, 24.5 points, man. I think he got real estate in LA or something. He got a mansion or something because every time he plays this guy, he just kill him. I mean, he just owns him. Like he might have like 15 points going into the fourth, and then fourth quarter he puts up 10, 15 points. I mean, he's one of the best players in the fourth quarter. If you look stat wise, he's probably one of the clutchest players. So I'm going him 24.5 points, and then John Collins 21.5 PR.
Okay. Collins and Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
And Fox. Okay.
24.5 points.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, he was frustrated in that last game against the Lakers as well. You know, the foul call was called on him late. Sent Dennis Schroeder to the line. Dennis Schroeder actually hit the game. He hit the free throws to kind of put the Lakers up, and then Fox came down and missed the potential game-winning three-pointer. So could definitely see Fox getting some payback. The Kings typically own us too. At least recently. Like it seems like we can't get a win against them, but
it's like kind of like a little like mini rivalry, kind of like they kind of go at it.
Oh, not for sure. It's definitely an in-state rivalry for sure. So yeah, I'm interested to see that game. I don't know if I'm gonna be up for it, but I'll watch it early in the morning for sure.
And then I'm gonna tell you on that Knicks team total 56.5. I kind of like the discount on it because I think a couple of days ago it was like 60.5 against the Pistons. But I mean, I think the Pistons and the Wizards defense are on par. I don't think there's no like. It's not like Wizards is a step up in defense at all, honestly.
Right. I think one of the things, Frag, that I think it's 2 things that influence that total, right? And I don't think I touched on this, but first thing is the Knicks are coming off an overtime game. So you can come out a little stagnant when you're coming off an overtime game. Also, a third game in 4 nights as well. But then the other thing is Bradley Beal coming back. Bradley Beal slows down the pace for the Wizards because he plays at such a freaking slow pace. I can't stand watching Bradley. I think the offense is so much more entertaining when he's not actually in the game. Even though he is a really good player, I just think that they play so slow. So I'm looking for the Knicks to be able to force turnovers, get out and run in transition, have a pretty productive half court offense, at least in the first half, which is why I like the first half team total go over. Like I said, probably going to end up sprinkling on the first quarter team total over as well. If I can get the Knicks, under 30 points in the first quarter, pretty much against anybody, I'm willing to make that bet. And when it's 26 and a half, 27 and a half, that just seems a tad bit too low. So
like a discount,
yeah. Best of luck to you,
I
right?
appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, bro. Right back at you tonight. Let me get the bookie real quick, and then Ben, I'm coming to you, and then Vaughn, I'm coming to you. What up, bookie?
Yeah, what up, Chris? I'm not sure if anyone saw it or anyone mentioned it, but Luca and Josh Green actually just got ruled in DFS too. I know he was probable. Anyone that wants to jump on that in the Atlanta game.
Okay.
So first play I got tonight. Well, let me get to my feed real quick. So first play I got is an under. I have a weird feeling Jokic, we might get the unavailable to play tonight notification last minute, but I took his under 26.5. The line's 25.5 everywhere else, unless you have Wynn, Barstool, Sugar House. I really like that number though, because he's over in just 14 of 34, averaging 24.4 points when Murray and Gordon are both playing. I'm going to share this tweet in the space right now. I think he's a Minnesota Timberwolves beat writer. He was touching on how the Timberwolves guard Jokic, and they actually like to have Gobert sit back and shadow Gordon on the backdoor cuts, and they really just send a ton of bodies at Jokic with Vanderbilt, Kyle Anderson, and McDaniels, and they do a really, really good job of just forcing him into tough shots or forcing him to make that extra pass, and they'll live and die with just other guys taking those shots. And especially with the way Minnesota just gives up a ton of three-pointers, it gives even more incentive just for Jokic to make that extra pass. So I really like that under, with especially the line being lower elsewhere. Going over to the Cleveland game, I really like Kevin Love over 9.5 points and assists. His points line is 8.5, but assist line is 1.5. So it should be 10.5. So you're buying yourself a point. And in 3 games without Mitchell this season, he's had 10-4, 14-4, and 21-4 points and assists. And also a guy like Dean Wade, who plays a lot of the role Kevin Love does and splits those minutes for that role. He's also going to be out tonight, so I really like that play. I also sprinkled on 10 RA with the 2 threes at plus 120. Another play I like in that game is Garland under 8.5 assists. I saw some people were on the under the points, but I like the 8.5 number. FanDuel actually had this at minus 200 at one point because the line started moving rapidly. I was able to get it at minus 135. Anything you get that at minus 140, minus 145, I still really like it. I'll take the juice. Another play I really like tonight is Sabonis over 28.5 points and assists. I'm not sure if people seen it on their timeline, but on NBA TV, Fox and Sabonis were on demonstrating their Pistol 5 action. And just the way this Sacramento offense runs, it's going to be a huge mismatch for this Lakers lineup. The Lakers are allowing the 6th most points and most assists to centers over the last 30 days, giving up plus 4.04 points and plus 1.48 assists to the average. The line's 29.5 on other books, so good EV if you're into that. In 3 games versus the Lakers this season, Sabonis had 27 PA in a game that 80 played, 25 PA in a game he had he had 12 assists, but just 13 points and only 8 field goal attempts. And then followed up with 32 PA in that last game. Centers versus Lakers last few games, Şengün with 39 PA, Christian Wood with 30 PA, Bam with 33 PA, Plumlee with 22, high number for him, Wood with 37 again, and PJ Washington with 28. I just think it's a really, really good matchup for him tonight. I'm just keeping the rebounds out because it's such a high number. I think 14.5 or 13.5, just in the off chance that he, maybe goes a point down or 2 on that. So that's what I'm on for tonight, Chris. I really appreciate, giving us a platform to share our plays with and just giving us a chance to, speak to the community you've built. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, Bookie. Absolutely, bro. I love that you always got your analysis, and they always like different plays. You're going to get something different from Bookie because he's going to be on the unders when everybody else going to be on the overs. So, and he gonna be on the unders when star players are missing. That Garland under 8.5 assists is a look that nobody is gonna be looking. Nobody and their mama gonna be looking to play Garland under 8.5 assists without Donovan Mitchell. So love that you have some analysis around that, Bookie. Best of luck to you, bro. I hope you cash him, and I appreciate you sharing the looks, man. A lot of gratitude for you, Bookie, for sure. Let me kick it to Ben real quick, then Vaughn, then coming to my guy Dream. What up, Ben?
Hey, how you doing, man? Big slate. Let's get some tonight.
Yes, sir. What we on, Ben? What you liking?
First, hey, Bookie, can you DM me how to get that Degenalytics shit? Because that shit's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I got you, man, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I already put in that quickly one right after I heard it from Stefan. That's an awesome play. I'll start with that Cavs game, man. Like, I'll be honest, I think the Cavs get fucking smacked tonight. Like, I don't feel too good about it for them, man. I think this is a massive look-ahead spot. They got a back-to-back at home later this week with Golden State and Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just one of those random one-off road games.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, man, like, I think I don't really like the Cavs right now. I think they're entitled. And I'm a Cavs fan, but they're playing entitled. They get out to these, like, deficits early, and they think just because they're talented and they're deep, they can just come back on teams. And if they get down early to Memphis tonight, they're going to lose this game by 25 points. I don't like the Cavs tonight. What I do like in this game is I love Desmond Bane. They're going to have a Okoro or Levert, probably Okoro, on Morant. And they are going to likely have the other one, so Levert, on Dylan Brooks, because he's obviously, a bit bigger of a dude. And that means that Bane is going to get Garland, who is just not a very good defender. Morant scores a lot of his points in the paint. The Cavs are good in the paint. And on top of that, Adams is an interior-only player, which means that Allen does not have to follow him out to the perimeter, so he will always be around the bucket. So I really like Bane over his 20. I laddered him to 25, and I took his threes as well for a half unit. So I put 2 full units on this. I put a unit on his points, half unit on the ladder, half unit on the threes. And then I'm all over Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight, too. I don't know for people who have been following, but Jaren Jackson, he's averaging 4 blocks per game at home. It's ridiculous. You can get 3 blocks tonight for plus 125. He's had 3 blocks in every single home game this year. And then I also have him laddered to 4 blocks for plus 300, which is his average. And I have him at 2 blocks in the win for minus 110, a little PPD. Although if you look at the season stats, the Cavs are kind of near the bottom of the league in blocks allowed to opposing teams. They're in the top half of the last 15 games. And I mean, at the end of the day, if someone like Triple J is doing something every game, you just can't ignore it. He clearly wants this Defensive Player of the Year award. And again, the trend speaks for itself. He's averaging 1.4 more blocks at home than on the road. So we're just getting a ton of value here. I would say I do like Sabonis's rebounds. I know it's 14.5. I know that's high. I come on here and say it all the time. Vegas knows these players well. It's high for a reason, right? We saw them, shoot up random players' rebounds by 1 or 2, and it seems like they almost always go over. The Lakers just give up a ton of rebounds to centers without AD, and Sabonis is averaging more rebounds in this environment, on the road than he does at home. So I really like Sabonis's rebounds tonight. I'm on LaMelo Ball's points plus assists. Houston don't play any defense, and if the shots are going in for LaMelo, well, even if the shots aren't going in for LaMelo, he's going to keep shooting. But if they're going in, he's really going to keep shooting. And Houston is in the top 3 in points and assists allowed to the point guard position over the last 15 games. I think this game tonight, I don't play totals, but, this might be like a 135 to 115 game or 135 to 120. Like, this is going to be a very high-scoring game. And high-scoring game means a lot of points and a lot of assists. This is the highest I've seen LaMelo's points line this year. This is the highest I've seen his assist line this year. Again, Vegas is really good at what they do with setting these lines. I think those lines are high for a reason. So I'd rather just combine my edge and take the points and assists rather than taking one or the other. And then I'm also on John Collins. I agree with everything that was already said on him. I think part of the reason why is that, Capella is going to have to go out and guard Wood or Okongwu. I know Capella's on a minutes restriction, so you probably get a split between those two. are probably going to have to go out and guard Wood on the perimeter, which means that Collins is going to have a lot more rebound chances than he normally would interior, and he's going to get a softer matchup because Dallas just doesn't really have a true power forward right now that can check him with size and athleticism. So I actually laddered him. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I laddered him up to 30 because he's done that multiple times against Dallas. 30 points, I know it's a lot, but I got plus 2,800 today on him to score 30 points. I got plus 1,100 or 1,200 on the 25, and I got plus 420 on the 20 points. So I took his PRA at 21.5 was just the main bet, and then the points ladder. I know that was a lot. Sorry for being long-winded. That's what I'm on tonight.
No. That's perfect, man. Real quick, go. Can you touch on all of them real quick? Just say them one more time.
No problem. So in the Memphis Cavs game, I'm on Jaren Jackson Jr. block ladder up to 4. I mean, if you could get somewhere that has it up to 5, I would do that too. But I couldn't find anywhere that did. And 2 blocks in the win on that. I'm on, and like I said, I ladder every single play because this late in the season, if you don't have enough info, at least for me, if I don't have enough info to say I should ladder something, I don't personally think I should play it. So I laddered Baines points up to 25. I just remembered one. If you have a book that gives you first half stats, I took Brunson's first half points at 12.5. Sorry, I forgot to say that. He's cashed over for over 12.5 points in the first half, 5 straight games. I said John Collins ladder up to 30 points and just a straight bet on his PRA over the 21.5, and Sabonis rebounds at 14.5 for minus 101. And then for those doing the ladder challenge, the 10 to 10K, I did Brunson 20 points and 4 assists, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 25, and De'Aaron Fox 20.
Okay. Hey, solid looks, man. Really, really solid looks tonight. Just got word. Best of luck to you, man. Hope you cash them. But just got notification from Underdog that Bradley Beal will have his minutes monitored today. I talked about it the other day. I haven't even checked the books to see if his lines are out, but I will be looking towards Bradley Beal unders. Last game he came back with that hamstring injury. Not to say this is gonna happen again. The last time he came back with that hamstring injury, he did not. He only played like a couple minutes and couldn't give it a go. I think they have a pretty tough opponent tonight, with that being the Knicks. So I'll probably sprinkle a little something on his unders. Probably under PRA. The book's probably gonna have the line not set too high, especially with a total that's not set too high. So maybe I'll tweet that one out. But I gotta find out what the number is first. But solid looks by Ben as well. Real quick, while Ben was talking before I kick it to Vaughn and then kick it to Dream, one thing I looked up real quick was the talking about that Charlotte game when he mentioned LaMelo and the Rockets total being really, really high. So that total is at 236.5 is at least what I saw, is what I see it at when I'm looking on Killer Sports, the SDQL query site that I'm using, 236.5. So one of the reasons I talked about taking the Rockets. I'm gonna be on I'm not never taking the Rockets. I'm sorry, taking Charlotte minus the 2.5. So what I looked at was the Rockets, and I'm gonna share my screen real quick so you guys can see this, especially the people that's watching on YouTube. What I have pulled up on the screen right here is even more support for taking Charlotte in this spot. What I have here is the Houston Rockets when they have a total that's set at 234 points. This total is at 236. So what you guys see here is the Houston Rockets when the total was set, at 234 or higher, right here. This team is 0-7 against the spread. I'm sorry, 0-7 straight up, 0-6-1 against the spread, losing by average margin of 14 points. That's another reason why I like Charlotte today. I'm taking them, I'm laying the 2.5 with them, but just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Real quick, let me kick it to Vaughn, then I'm coming to you, Dream. What up, Vaughn?
Yo, what's good? You hear me good, bro?
Yeah, you good. What up with you, Vaughn?
I'm good, bro. I got a couple. So before I go, I got a question for you. On that query you just ran, what Houston scoring in the first half in that query?
Houston is scoring 55.7 points. And one of the reasons, Vaughn, why I didn't want to get on the total is because I don't trust the Rockets offense. I don't think that they have enough offense to keep up with a Charlotte team. Like, the Charlotte can actually score the ball. Like they can run out of, gas at times and they don't play a lot of defense, But I think when you go tick for tack with them, I just feel like they got more offense than Houston does, in my estimation. So if it's, guns blazing in the first half, I think that Houston runs out of gas before Charlotte does.
I agree with you. So that goes right into what I'm on. My favorite play of the day is the first half total of 121. It's at exactly 121, so you do got a pushing opportunity, and that's Houston and Charlotte. So looking at this game, man, we got two of the worst defensive teams over the season, the last 10 games, last 5 games, last 3 games. Over the last 3 games, we got Houston giving up 68 in the first half, Charlotte giving up 66. Last 7 games, these are the 2 worst teams in defensive rating. Houston is last in defensive rebounding percentage. Last 7 games, these 2 teams give up the most threes made in the first half. Time before last, these 2 teams played, the final score was 146 to 143. The last time and it was 144 scored in the first half. And then also the last time they played, it was 99, I think, to 123, and we still got up to 123 in the first half. So still cashing, no real look-ahead spots. Both of these teams are well-rested. I see nothing but threes and layups. I think this game ends up looking like the rookie-sophomore game. So I got Houston and Charlotte first half total at 121. That's my favorite player today. I'm with you on Julius Randle rebounds. Last 5 games, he hasn't had less than 15. Let's see. I'm on Miles Turner points at 17 and a half. Somebody already talked about it, so I ain't going to give out a whole lot more. I got a 2-leg parlay, and it's Julius Randle at 21 and Jalen Brunson at 22 points. Couple people now already talked about Brunson and Julius Randle, but one of the main reasons I like that is we have Jalen Brunson in the last 8 games. He's scoring 32, and he's playing 40 minutes. I think Thibodeau is trying to get on some Nick Nurse type shit where they play their starters like 41 minutes apiece. Because in that same time frame, Julius Randle playing about 40 minutes as well. Let's see. I played the Desmond Bain threes. A lot of people already talked about that. I like the fact that he's shooting 44% at home. And he's shooting 47% in wins. And with that 7-point line, we definitely anticipate them to win tonight. I got a lean to Jared Allen points at 15 and a half. Didn't play it officially because I think this game has some blowout potential. But he typically sees his usage goes up 6% when Donovan Mitchell is out. Let's see. I played Christian Woods rebounds at 9.5. Last 4 games he's had 16, 14, 3, and 16. Hawks 4th worst in rebounds allowed to the center position. And then I typically don't play Christian Woods because his minutes has always been so far this season they've been inconsistent. But I found out last 4 games he's played 39, 35, 47, and 36 minutes. So like that, rebound chances increase in those as well. And my favorite sneaky player today is TJ McConnell, points, rebounds, and assists. I got his line at 24 and a half. He's hit this line the last 4 games without Halliburton. His points is at 11 and a half. Last 4 games, he's scored 14, 13, 13, and 29. So we get a couple points there. His rebounds at 4.5. He's had 8, 7, 8, and 5 rebounds. So he's went over that as well. He's killing that rebound line. His assists is at 7.5. He's had 7, 7, 11, and 9. So we get, playing the PRA, we get a little bit of juice. I do anticipate him to be able to score the ball a little bit tonight. And that goes in his assist count, his PRA goes in line with my Miles Turner play. I think Miles Turner get a few dump offs as well. Let's see. I played Desmond Bain threes. I parlayed that with fucking D'Angelo Russell threes as well. And that's a nice little 2-leg. Got that for like plus 200 or 300, something like that. Those are my plays, man. I know it was quite a few, so I'll run through those again. Charlotte first half total of 121. If you just like Charlotte, that's fine. TJ McConnell points, rebounds, and assists at 24.5 on FanDuel. Christian Wood rebounds at 9.5. Desmond Bain threes at 2.5. The Brunson and Julius Randle parlay, excuse me. And that's it. And I think I might get there with that Knicks first half right now being at 55.5. I think that's just a little bit too low for me. Even, no matter what, I still see the Knicks being able to get to 59, 60 points, and these teams just played last week. And I think the Knicks come out a little bit inspired after a not so good game they played last week. That's all I'm on, a little bit more than usual, looking to bounce back after that Brooklyn shit last night. That quote was some injury manipulation.
Absolutely, but they definitely got us with the Kyrie news, man. So real quick, that's Kevin Porter Jr. did just get ruled out, so that's gonna move that Charlotte line probably another half point. I think it probably reopens at about 3.5. It was up to 2.5. So if you wanted that, I hope you got on it then, because Kevin Porter Jr. is ruled out in this game. Houston not trying to win the games anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Let me kick it to Dream. Best of luck to you, Vaughn. Appreciate you sharing the looks as always, my guy. Let me kick it to Dream, and then I'm coming to DJing. Then we're gonna do a quick recap, real quick. What up, Dream?
What's the vibes, my guy? How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Trying to get to some money. What were you on today, Dream? What you liking, brother?
Well, I could just pick up where my guy left off, man. I've been on TJ the past 2 games, and I'm going to his points and assists. I don't really want to regurgitate bro info he just gave you. One thing I will say is he gets a lot of his baskets on threes from kickouts, and a lot of these like bullshit 1950s run underneath the rim and do a little reverse layup when ain't nobody paying attention type shit. So it's the perfect time to do that against a young team that don't really got shot blockers. So I was gonna do the PRA, but I just opted for the points and assists. I don't think it's great value with his assists like that. They nerfed his double-double. His double-double went from plus 800 last game to now it's like plus 230, and he didn't even get the double-double last game. He should have got it. So, yeah, I wouldn't advise going too crazy on that, but I love the points and assists. I got it at 19.5, minus 105, 104, something like that on FanDuel. Miles Turner, I'm sure that's a popular play today. Points and rebounds, that's what I chose to play. Over 27.5. It's simple. Oklahoma City give it up. And this should be a fast-paced game. Even if they don't go over the total, I kind of like the total to go under. I still think they're going to push the pace. So I love Miles Turner's points and rebounds. I got Sagoon double. I got Sagoon double-double from Houston at minus 135 last night. I have no idea what it is now. If it's like minus 150 or some shit like that, I would not advise it. I would pivot toward his PRA, which is probably like 29.5, maybe 30.5. But I just took his double-double. LaMelo, over 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This game about to be AAU game tonight. I'm sure other people done alluded to it. If the guys hit their shots, it's going to be crazy. So we already know Houston gives up the most points to point guards all season. LaMelo's going to jack a bunch of threes. If the game is close at the end, he's going to try and get some cheap layups, free throws. But I know he's going to be on triple-double watch tonight. If he can get it, he's going to try. So I played his points, rebounds, and assists. It's not for him to score 30, get 7 rebounds, 7 assists, go over that easily. Utah, first quarter / full game money line. I put that in last night. I posted all these plays on my page at like 2 in the morning. But I made that play just assuming that Paul George and or Kawhi would be out, because it's a back-to-back. And we already got Kawhi being out. Paul George may not play. And the line went from 6.5. It was down to like 4.5, but now it's back up to 8.5. So I got that at minus 110. I'm not sure what it is. I would personally play that up to 135, but, you do what you want. So that's Utah to win the first quarter and to win the full game, both on the money line. And my last play is Tyus Jones. It's juicy as hell, but I don't care. Over 3.5 assists. I'm not going to act like the books don't know what they're doing. I'm just going to keep taking this line. I took it last game. And I played the full ladder up to plus 1,000 for the 8 assists, and it hit. Gonna do the same thing today. It's 3.5. I played the full ladder. It's up to plus 950. While I was putting the bet in, it went from 9 to 950. So you might want to hold off. You might even get that plus 1,000. But 4 assists. If you watch Memphis play, you know he's going to get 22 minutes a night. He's going to come in toward the end of the first quarter, play about to the middle of the second quarter, and he's going to run that second unit. He's going to play a little bit of minutes with Ja. He's going to play, and he's going to head off the second unit. So I just love the assist. Not saying it's guaranteed. I ain't telling you to put your life savings on it. But it's minus 144. Don't care. Playing it. And that's what I'm on as far as like blunt money bets, which I love giving out. I posted them all on my page. I ain't gonna talk y'all ear off, but I do love Melo triple double. Melo to score 40 is plus 1,000. And it's John Collins' birthday today. I don't know if anybody mentioned that, but you can get him to score 25 points on PointsBet. I think it's like plus 800 right now. And 20 points on FanDuel is plus 400. So that's what I'm on.
A lot of good looks from Dream, bro. I love that you do your work. You keep the analysis short. If y'all want Dream picks, man, go follow him, man. Shoot the guy a follow. He posts everything, like you said, late night, do his research, 2:00 in the morning. He up posting on his page, man. So definitely give my guy Dream a follow, man. Dude is absolutely cashing. Got some some crazy ladders over there as well. And stuff that be hitting. It ain't just off the wall stuff. You can tell that he actually watching the games because the analysis on Tyus Jones was perfect. And I was actually going to say that he, played his second unit with when Ja comes back into the game, he don't go out. And Dream mentioned that too. So that's what I was thinking when you said it, Dream. So yeah, best of luck to you, Dream. Hope you cash those, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Let's get some bread tonight.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. Let me kick it to DJ real quick. And then Sten, I think it's Sten Sims. Stem Sims. I want to come to you. And then we're gonna wrap up. What up, DJ?
What up, Chris? How we doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So I'm hearing a lot of people are on Jalen Brunson tonight. That's definitely a spot that we like. We just took his over 26.5. I'm not gonna dive too much deeper into that one. I love what everyone has to say, but at one point that I will make, Chris, I live the sad life, man. I'm a Wizards fan. I'm in that 1% of NBA fans that watch this team night in and night out. And the Wizards just suck against point guards, and especially guards that are aggressive. They get their volume up. They've given up 30 plus points in six different guards over their last 5 games. We just saw Curry and Poole dominate them. So yeah, that's another stat that I like for Brunson tonight. But I'm looking tonight at De'Aaron Fox over 24.5 points in the late slate at 10:30. And Fox has been a guy that we've been backing a lot this season, and I didn't really understand this line tonight. Yesterday, going through the slate the day before, I kind of was expecting Fox's points to be higher than it typically is, not lower. We typically see him in his good matchups at 26.5. I thought it was going to be up there, 27 tonight, which is surprising for him. But Fox is playing really good basketball lately. He's averaging almost 24 points this season in general. I think he's going to cross that number tonight in a good matchup. His usage rate is over 30% in his last 10 games. He hasn't taken below 14 shots a game so far in the month of January. And he's been playing great basketball this month in general, man. He's averaging around 25 points a game. He's shooting 18 times a game, and he's shooting it well, right? Over 51%. And he's got a great matchup tonight versus a Lakers team. They give up a lot of points. This is the highest total we've seen of the season. And Fox is like an old school player. Someone was mentioning the type of 1950s buckets that some of these guys go make. Fox is one of those, man, in a season and type of league where you see everyone jacking threes. Fox is fine with only taking a couple threes a game. He gets his points in the paint. Lakers give up the 6th most points in the paint in the league. He likes to drive to the basket. He takes a lot of mid-range shots, similar to a DeRozan type of player. Is always who I like to compare De'Aaron Fox to. And I think he's, I always think De'Aaron's one of the more underrated players in the NBA just because he plays on a team like Sacramento. The Lakers, they got they got a bottom 5 defensive efficiency over their last 3 games. So this is a good spot tonight, and we like this. And I don't come on here and typically give out a parlay, but we got a big one tonight. We're taking the Mavs, Pelicans, and the Lakers. I locked this one in when the Lakers were still 4.5 point underdogs. So it's a big parlay tonight. go ahead and toss a little loose change on it, guys, and everyone cash some tickets tonight. Appreciate you for having me on, Chris.
Absolutely, DJ. Hope you cash all those, bro. Best of luck to you, and I appreciate you sharing those. Real quick, while you were talking about that, DJ, I don't know if you sent it into the gambling atmosphere or what, but Sabonis is now listed as questionable. As soon as I saw it listed, I tried to go jump on. I tried to go jump on.
Another prop, though.
Got you.
I like your voice tonight. I think the Lakers get it done. LeBron's got him looking good the last couple of days, and he's been efficient as hell recently. It's impressive.
He has, and one thing we know about the Kings, they don't play too much defense on the road. But I think I'm gonna stay off the game. I like what you were saying though, DJ. While that was getting locked up, it locked up immediately, and it's still locked. I was trying to go bet Fox over points and assists. If Sabonis is actually ruled out in this game, I will be looking at De'Aaron Fox points plus assist line, because he'll go back into that natural point guard type role and be the guy that's looking to distribute. We know he's a Laker killer. I don't have to go look at the stat muse that look at the box scores because I watch the games and he does well against us. So yeah, I couldn't talk anybody off Fox if they do sit. Also makes the game a little more winnable.
9.4 in his last 5 against the Lakers. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. DJ got the stats for you guys. There you go. Appreciate that, DJ, and best of luck to you tonight. Let me kick it to Stem Sim real quick. What's up, Stem? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's good, Chris? How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. It's been a minute since I came in here and talked, so I wanted to stop in tonight and give 2 plays I'm running. I'm a capper in Devin's Bookies Discord, so these are 2 plays we're running tonight that I'm going to give out as free plays in here.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with my boy TJ McConnell. He's been killing it as of late. I'm not sure if anybody else has harped on him tonight, but his lines are 11.5 tonight, so we're running a ladder on him. He's had 14, 13, 13, and 29 points in his last 4. So we're laddering up from 11.5, 15, and 20. It's a nice opportunity to take advantage of this line with Halliburton still out. I expected it to be a little juiced up compared to where it is. I was thinking maybe 12.5, 13.5. He's clearly outperforming Nembhard, so I definitely like this spot. Last 4 games, he's been killing it. But aside from that, we're running Kyle Anderson over 4.5 assists as well. He's been leading the team in potential assists over the last 10 games, 6+ assists and 4 of 7 this month. So we're actually running him at 6 assists as well. So great spot for both these guys tonight. These are the 2 I'm running.
I like those. Nobody talked about either one of those either. I think I know for myself, you made an interesting point about Nembhard. I just been kind of waiting for him to act like he actually exists and actually is a basketball player since Halliburton got hurt, and it hasn't happened yet. So couldn't talk you off the TJ McConnell play to go over. We know that, like you said, the opportunity will be there, and that's typically what he needs. Especially if that game is as fast paced as it's predicted to be. I think the total was sitting at high 230s in that game, so could not talk you off of that one at all. That's the first time I've heard about TJ McConnell all day. Shout out to Devin's Bookie doing some good work for the community. I know you guys have a Discord over there, and me and Devin go back and forth. With some Laker chatter back and forth sometimes. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate the looks. Stem. Hope you guys cash these, man.
Absolutely. I'll be stopping in and throwing some picks coming on soon. Absolutely, from here on out.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that for sure. So we have been on for about an hour and 19 minutes, something like that. Hour 20 minutes. Let's see. Just joined. Don't know if y'all talked about Lakers yet. I'm looking at a same game parlay. Westbrook, LeBron, Schroeder. I was thinking 15 plus, Schroeder 20 plus, Westbrook and LeBron 20 plus for Westbrook and 30 plus for LeBron. Okay. If you into parlaying and stacking them points like that, do your thing. I get money. I hope you cash it. So real quick recap for me. I played the Memphis Grizzlies on the spread minus the 7. It's up to 7.5 now. Jazz team total over 118.5 against the Los Angeles Clippers on the second night of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights for them as well. Also played the Charlotte Hornets minus the 2.5. The Knicks first half team total over 56.5, and Desmond Bain over his 2.5 threes. Those are my 5 plays for today. If I get there with anything else, it'll probably be Brunson. Don't typically like double dip in the game, but Brunson did just play this team really, really well. I don't think that the Knicks can. I don't think that the Wizards going to be able to magically, put together some new kind of defensive scheme to, kind of lock this guy up. I think Brunson continues to remain aggressive, continues to score the ball at a really efficient rate, and continues to, continues to shoot the ball in general. So really like Brunson in this spot tonight. And if I play anything in the later games, I kind of feel like somebody going to sit for the Nuggets. It's a third game in 4 nights and the second night of a back-to-back for them. Timberwolves game that they, are, seeking a revenge because they did lose that game last week against this team. It was the last team to actually beat this Denver Nuggets team, but we'll see what happens. If everybody's a go, I might end up running some team totals for that game. Looking at Denver specifically, first quarter, first half. Minnesota has been a really efficient scoring team in the first half. They will be without Rudy Gobert, who already got ruled out. But I think that only pushes the pace even more because then you don't have to worry about him coming down in during the offense. So to kind of avoid the spreads, I've been looking at these team totals. I've been talking to you guys about those. Jokic will have an extreme mismatch with a guy like Naz Reid in the game. If he goes, so that may be a play that I kind of got just sitting in my bet slip, and I'll see how that one goes, and I'll share that one out on Twitter if I end up putting that one in. But 5 official plays for me. Hopefully we go 5-0. And back tomorrow as always. In the show, like I always do, none of this is financial advice. It's all free game. Actually, it's a lot of theory and analytics and eye tests and SDQL queries and advanced stats on NBA.com and those type of things. So bet with your head, not over it. We got more NBA tomorrow. Already looking at Boston. Really, really looking at Boston minus the 5. I do think that spread is going to move. So if you want to get on them, I think you get on them early. But best of luck to you guys tonight. And also another pivot. We don't have it yet, but the team totals for Boston as well. If you guys don't like playing spreads, Golden State gives it up on the road. You guys know this already. We'll be looking for Boston, especially with Jaylen Brown getting upgraded from questionable from getting upgraded from out to questionable. So that's what I got for you guys today, man. Best of luck. Let's get some cash tonight, man. I hope you guys cash, and see you guys tomorrow.